Hello, hello, hello. Wow, I already got a viewer. Hey, Kedra. Good morning. I am up early and I woke up to the rain. It was really, really nice. It is raining outside and I'm just kind of sitting here chilling, feeling very peaceful and serene. And I thought it would be a good time to come and speak a little bit about just things in general. I do have somewhat of an agenda, but not the agenda that I think. Um, because I think that when you try to discredit other people, it can sometimes take away your credibility. So I'm just critiquing. Let's put it like that. Hey, it's five of y'all. Y'all must get up early. Hit that thumbs up. Good morning, Kenny, Gus, and Gigi. So, what y'all gonna do today? I know I got quite a few things I got to take care of today in preparation for the change. My grandbaby's birthday is today. So, and I stopped keeping things like that secret because I'm not going to let these people, um, I'm not going to let anybody that is a stalker cause me to have to not live my normal life. I think that, stalkers, especially if you're being gang stalked, which is going to sort of be the discussion today. Um, I don't know. I was a little disappointed yesterday. And I was disappointed in another practitioner yesterday. And the reason why is because I'm an empath. Everybody knows that I am an empath. Okay. Now, I don't know what this person's problem was like a few months ago because she accused me of being a narcissist. Oh, God, that was hilarious. I guess I can come across as one. Empaths don't have to be hovered or balled up in a corner crying. That we don't have to. In fact, empathic people are very strong. Okay. All right. Empaths are actually very strong people. They're not wusses. They're not pushovers. They just can feel what some of them can read your mind. Empathic people can read your mind. Empathic people can read your body. They can read your spirit. If you have bad spirits on you, empaths are going to feel it. Okay. And empaths are also very compassionate and understanding people that would never gang stalk anybody. Even if somebody told us that a person deserved it, or even if somebody told us, even if it's somebody that deserves it, an empath is not going to do that. Okay. It's just not in our nature. Okay. And so this person actually claimed to be an empath as well. And I actually used to listen to her several months ago. I used to respect her a lot until I saw her co-signing a child abuser, until I saw her playing dirty narcissistic games, which I'm just here to tell you I believe she's a fraud. That's just my opinion. I don't care if you don't like me. Empathic people are not going to do things to other people. They don't do that. Everybody want to be an empath. Okay, not saying that those of you that can feel, because there's a difference between an empath and a psychic and having psychic abilities and sixth sense. Empath is a whole other ball game. So you can feel what another person is feeling, or you can pick up on what that person is feeling, or certain energies. Just like um, last night, I went out late to get some Mickey D's, and I felt a crazy spirit run up on me. And I just turned around and made a hand gesture, and it went the hell on. So, being a psychic, you will be able to tell what a person is thinking and feeling. You'll just know, you'll just see it. But an empath, an empath is like, to be honest with you, it's only a certain percentage of the population that are even empathic. Yes, we are very special people. And yes, people do have the tendency, and demons and entities, they do seem to stalk us. Some of them may even try to bully us. But here's the thing about empaths. Empaths also have spiritual psychic gifts. And if you learn more about being an empath, you'll learn how to use your empathic skills to defend yourself. So empathic people can be very defensive, but only because we're usually not expecting you to attack, because we have a tendency to see the good in people. So if you're a person that does not see good in people, you're probably not an empath. Empathic people have a deep level of understanding of the confusion of the mind and the hearts of people. Empathic people should not be toyed with. They shouldn't be stalked. They shouldn't be harassed. This is not appropriate behavior. And if you're supposed to be a witch and you're supposed to be an empath, you're supposed to be leading the supernova empaths. Why in the hell would you be in the chat room co-signing a child abuser and a woman abuser? What would make you do that? See, I stand on principle a lot. And my principles would not allow me to do that. If somebody that you knew, here's the thing, this person has enemies, I'm not all up in their chat room. And no, because first of all, I'm an empath. I'm a real empath. I don't co-sign those behaviors, period. Now, and it was really crazy, because this person could have chosen to be on the side of right and righteousness, but they didn't. Okay, empathic people do things on a very, very righteous level. We do not hurt people because we don't like human suffering. See, a lot of people always think that being an empath is just about feeling what someone else is feeling. No, you might be a psychic, but you're not an empath. Because if you were an empath, you would have compassion. Also, another thing, empaths have a hard time hating anybody. So if you are expressing hatred a lot, 9 times out of 10, you are not an empath. Look, I get a lot of empaths that come to me to do readings. Get readings. Those are empaths. You can't just say, oh, I'm an empath, when you have no idea what you are saying to claim to be an empath and to feel human suffering and to give a shit. You would have no idea how it feels to be able to look at somebody and see every damn thing about them and to understand them. And it just, this is not the Exposing Frauds channel. We experience growth over here. And I believe this person could possibly be, but I don't believe they're empathic. No, I don't. And I think that they expose themselves. I would not be caught dead. And first of all, she's supposed to be an empath, right? I'm just going to say it. About 2 or 3 months ago, I guess she decided she wanted some attention. So she shamed me for dating an abusive partner. But then when I left, like most empaths that are with abusers have to do, you don't just leave somebody, you plan ahead. When I left, got away, admonished that person, this so-called empath shamed me for it. I was supposed to talk about this yesterday, but it slipped my mind. I said, oh, I almost forgot. Okay, I saw the mother hen. If anybody's the mother of the empaths, that's going to be me. You see what I'm saying? Because you have no level of understanding. I would never, with the statement of the woman, go against another woman. I'd rather not say anything at all. And see, you know that saying, didn't your mama teach you that if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all? That's not just your mother, that's the divine mother, because sometimes you have to not judge because you can't judge. Now, when she was shaming me a couple of months ago, he didn't know I was planning on walking away from him. So I couldn't even really say anything. She needed somebody to feed off of. There's a difference between an energy vampire and an empath. You're not an empath. Stop claiming that you're an empath. I don't know if she's claimed. I don't even think she's claimed to be an empath. I've seen another one claim to be an empath, not an empath. Okay. Stop saying that you're an empath. If you're a psychic, just say that you are psychic. Because when you say empath, you're trying to trick empaths into trying to recognize you, but they don't, because they see what you do and they see the human suffering that you are trying to cause. Empaths are not stupid. They are not weak. They know exactly what the hell you're up to, which is why I get so many clients daily. Sometimes people need that nurturing. Sometimes people need that love, that understanding, that compassion to heal them. That is the service that my clients pay for. And this is a very serious thing. And see, then when I see, first of all, if you're a witch and you're going after another witch, you are committing treason. That and this is something that is in the spirit. This is why all of the successful witches that are on YouTube, you don't see them just come for somebody that either they don't feel, something passionate about, or if somebody done started some stuff with them. Otherwise, witches are supposed to pay other witches respect. When you don't do that, when you don't even have the basic level of respect for a woman, that you would be in the chat room of a pig, a literal pig. I don't understand why. Like, it's time to hang it up. This is called failure. That's failure as a woman, at the basis of yourself is failure. You know, when you see me, y'all know when y'all see me have it out for somebody, that person is wrong as sin. Innocent people, I don't touch them. Good morning, Sylvia. I don't bother innocent people. And see, these people are full of crap because they know when they messing with innocent people. They know it. They are very aware, but they do it anyway. And they lie. They try to emulate you. So we have a problem here amongst women, and then also amongst witches. I don't know why the ones that are African American have to be the most ghetto and trashy. But you know what? It's do as thou wilt, right? You have the right to do whatever you want to do. Doesn't mean that it's right. Doesn't mean that it's not going to be frowned upon by the spirits. Okay? A lot of people don't take witchcraft seriously. A lot of people don't take the spirits seriously. They came out with this as a way and a means of a hustle to make money. And see, I've been a witch my entire life. I've been an outcast my entire life. So the fact that you don't like me, don't bother me, hon. What does bother me is the suffering that you throw at me, because this is the reason why you target empaths, is so that you can use that empath as a sponge. And then also as food, basically. It's for you to dump all your crap on them. Okay. For you to dump your crap on them and for you to feed off of them. So yeah, it makes it and you know what? Just hang up the whole witch thing. Seriously. Because and I think that a couple of other people have said this, especially when you're so distraught and when you're so upset, that you would have to, first of all, you want to believe that somebody is in a weak situation, and then you attack. That is a coward that does that. And I'm sorry. For me, I'm one of those kind of mothers. I have raised all of my children to not be cowards, to not be like that. But see, I've only given birth to 4 children. The fifth one, unfortunately, did not make it. So I've given birth to 5 children, actually, even though it was a little 2 or 3 inch baby. And then there was another woman from London yesterday. She was from London, and she said, now everybody knows the story of my miscarriage. The night that I miscarried my child, I was alone that night. The children were not there. Thank God they were spending the night at my mother's while I was miscarrying. And I thought I was gonna go into shock. I was bleeding so much. I mean, it was so much blood. And I never forget, I started contractions, these little small contractions, because I'd already given birth 3 times. So I know a lot about that. And so I start to feel this pressure. And then there was the little fetus, little arms and legs, head, everything. So I laid, I was actually standing up next to the bed, and I had stopped bleeding right before the baby had came out. And I just fell down right there and cried for hours, hours and hours. And of course, I was talking to God at the same time because God had given me different warnings that the baby wasn't going to make it. You know what I'm saying? And so I never forget, I put it in a Ziploc bag and I wrapped it in one of the blankets that I had and fell asleep holding my child. This woman told me no more sleeping with dead babies. No more. And we all know what her problem is because the defects took all of her children from her. So she's very distraught about that. But we can see why they took them because look at the way she's treating another woman. So we can tell how you treat your children by how you treat everybody else. So you're not fooling anybody. So that's the reason why her children were taken. And she was one of the people that was calling folks to my house. So she's very upset. And there was all these so-called women who were trying to shame me into getting back with this guy so that they could know my location because they're obsessive idiots. Okay. So, and so men don't really know what a real woman even looks like these days, to have people don't know what that looks like because we have demons roaming around saying things like that to mothers who have had losses. And so it's really a shame that these people have no shame because they are not children of God. Trust me, people know God's children. They can tell by looking at them in the face. They can tell by their demeanor. They can tell by the way they greet people. God's children, children of this earth, children, children that covet the earth. This is the reason why I love nature so much. So we just gonna nickname them the network of frauds is what we gonna nickname them. Because that's a fraud. Do you think in a million, not even in a billion years, would you ever hear me tell a mother that lost her child to death? You think I would ever say dead babies? You think I would say those things to her? I would never do it in a billion years. Now, some of the women that have bragged about aborting and then shame me for giving birth to mine, I said, I don't, to be honest with you, my response is from here on out is going to be, hey, it's kind of like, kind of didn't have a choice that, abortion wasn't even thought of. I've been pregnant 5 times and abortion was never in my thought process. So I don't even know what you mean, sis, but I hope whatever it is you got going on, you do a lot better. Now, I'm not throwing it up in women's faces that have had abortion. I heal women that have had abortions. I actually have restored women's fertility because abortion will ruin your fertility. It will. What do you think? You think that it's, now there have been some fertile myrtles who, just have abortion after abortion after abortion. And I explained this to women. I've had women come to me, that abortion curses the womb. It does. And it's not that I'm being mean. I'm just being honest. So if I see that you've had it and you've told me that you've had it, I'll say, hey, listen, you cursed your womb. You're going to have to remove that. And there's a specific process that we go through because we have to deal with the spirit and the energy of the child that you aborted. So this is a very complicated and intricate process that only an empath or a medium or some contact with the dead can truly understand. So this is not just a fly by night, just, winging it. You are dealing with actual spirits and energies, and these energies can mess you up. So, a lot of people running around here, I'm an empath, I'm a medium, I'm a psychic, I'm a witch. You don't really understand what you're getting yourself into. You really take it for granted. You take the spirits for granted. That's why the spirits don't bless you. Obviously. You are not supposed, and then also for you to hate other witches. And I think all of them agents, y'all. I'm sorry. I wouldn't advise you. The ones that have been named as being untrustworthy, they still got to prove themselves. I'm sorry. As far as I'm concerned. Because yes, we do have evil witches. Yes, we have evil witches. But where do you think those evil witches come from? I have a theory. Evil witches are born and bred out of patriarchy and frustration with being a woman. That's why you evil. That's why you do the things that you do. See, I can see right. I can, y'all. And you know what's so crazy about people, especially if they have the capability of doing evil? They'll say, "Oh." At first, they were trying to prove that I wasn't a psychic. It's like, well, I can see straight through you. Like, you're not going to do anything to me, not anything detrimental. I've gotten too good at this. Okay, I'm not no spring chicken. I'm a 42-year-old woman who's been on this earth for 42 years. Regardless to what I look like. I know I look very, very, very young and supple. But so anyway, that was y'all know how I joke. But that partially could have something to do with the fact that I'm a healer. I do have several spiritual gifts. Most of them are angelic. My ability to see into other realms and to communicate with the dead is because of the fact that I'm an incarnated angel. Now, most incarnated angels are empaths. That's what you're here for. You're here to help people. If you're somebody that's trying to help people, more than likely you're an empath. Okay. And it's not just saying, and hey, I'm here to help, and you got a forked tongue, coming out your mouth. Okay. Oh goodness. Yeah. But if you're here to help and we can feel that from your heart, then you may be an empath. If you are here to hinder, destroy, hurt, judge, harass, kill, then 9 times out of 10, you are not an empath. Yes, there have been empaths that have lost their way. Few and fucking far between. We make up a minority in the race that has a deep level of understanding of all of your suffering. We are star seeds. We are star children. Yes, we were born with accelerated gifts that have nothing to do with the tarot cards. Tarot cards are fun. I love them, and I just so happen to be very accurate at it because because of my gifts. But technically anybody could read tarot cards. You don't necessarily have to be a psychic. Now, I do believe that once you start reading the cards, even if you're not psychic, you might be a medium or you might be an empath, and you may open up certain gateways in yourself to where you may start to be a seer. But Just say what you are. You're not an empath. You're a psychic vampire. You're here to feed off of people. This is what people already see anyway. They don't see anything different. And see, that's why I was saying a lot of these people, when they doing evil, they don't have that self-awareness that they should have. They don't. See, when I speak out about anybody, I am the bearer of truth. And I want to shed light. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. Just speak my truth. There's a difference between that and having an intent of harming somebody, sending them bad energy. Very, very different. We are all adults here, and we be able to have a conversation with each other without yelling, screaming. Okay. So, and that's just what it is. Okay, I will, Kenny. If you guys want to reach me, the best way to reach me, because I really don't use the book too much. I don't use the book too much, okay? I really don't. And I just took Messenger back off of my phone because I just downloaded it temporarily because somebody was trying to communicate with me on there. So text me at 770-686-7461, either text or call. But here's what I want to tell y'all. The good news is that empaths are not here to hurt you, even though we can. Okay, many of us won't. If you were actually able to put me in the hospital, God help you. I pray for you. Because, well, number one, I'm a healer, so I'm already be healing while I'm on the way there. But if you're actually like, you don't want to hurt certain people, you don't really want to see those evil words that you say manifest, because at that point, if that happens, God help you, because God only knows what would happen to you. So my spirits tend to let the punishment fit the crime. If you're psychically attacking me and I feel 5%, my spirits are more likely they're going to let it go. They'll send that back to you and say, here you go, signed, sealed, and delivered. Thank you. But if you're psychically attacking me every single day, then I'll start to get annoyed, and then spirit will start to get annoyed too, because then I done got knocked off my mission. Then I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. So my boss is God, which is essentially myself. Isn't that nice that it's all you? Okay, it's all you. So hit that thumbs up. I got 24 in the chat. Thank you for coming. Make sure y'all share this video. This is important for empaths to hear. Now, I'm not going to say this person's name. They know who they are. They probably watch it, or either they're going to watch later. And they'll probably make 29,000 videos with my name in the title. But, there's some things that I just don't do. There's an evil, horrible woman. She's like, what's that Ursula? Ooh, Lord, she's like a evil and horrible. Y'all will talk about her as much as y'all want. But she's a liar, and she is, oh my God, she is the source of evil. She is a big source of evil. Probably about 10% of the evil that's in this world she carrying in her belly. Okay. And in her fat deposits. So, she need to really get it together. Spirit gonna keep throwing daggers at her too, because she needs to be focused on getting healthy. So they just gonna do all kind of stuff to her, because if your mind and your body works together. If your body's not healthy, more than likely your mind not going to be healthy, and vice versa. So, that person needs to be left alone to their own devices to do what they're supposed to do for themselves. And the child that she needs to help is her child, her inner child. So it's a lot of people out here that claim to be witches and they're not really witches. Witches are not stupid. Witches are wise. We know what we're doing when we do it. We don't have to explain that to you. Like, I don't, like, there was this one guy that came on here and said, I'm the sorcerer supreme. And then he spent 8 hours explaining himself to complete strangers. I kid you not. You can't make these things up. If you the sorcerer supreme, you don't explain nothing to nobody for hours. So we know that you're not the sorcerer supreme. So, oh my goddess. But, nice try. Yeah. And so, yeah, I do spiritual work for young people and older people too. Like, I have quite a few clients that are much older than me and they have a lot of respect for me. So trust me, I'm validated. I'm cool. Okay. What's up, Belinda? I don't know why I like that name. Belinda is such a cute name. Belinda Brunilda Lazada. Oh, you must be Latin or something, or either Italian, maybe Italian. Lazada. That sounds like that could be Italian. I'm in the mood for some Olive Garden or something, or maybe even some Chinese food. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, and that's just what it is. Now, I do run a service for empaths. Most of my clients are empaths. Probably 99% of my clients are empaths. You're not, you're now, you rarely will an actual vampire walk up and be a client of mine. They may be getting fed upon by a vampiric parasitic spirit, but they may not be a vampire themselves. However, there are hybrids. So some of y'all are hybrids, which is a good thing. It's a good thing for you to be a vampire empathic hybrid. Think about the movie Blade. Notice how he had all of the power of vampires, except he didn't have the bloodlust and the thirst and the need to hurt people. Okay. So he had all of their powers, none of their weaknesses, because that's the vampire's weakness, is to feed. It is. But he was a hybrid. His mother had gotten infected when she was pregnant with him. But that's a made for TV movies. There's vampires that have children. There's psychic vampiric people that have children with empaths. There's narcissistic people that have children with empaths. Okay. But narcissism is more of a condition. And even though we know that there's something demonic behind it, narcissism is one of the most simplest things to deal with. Most people, and there's more and more people coming out that are saying that they were narcissistic and they got healed. And there's even crazy people that are accusing them of lying. So, I can tell when somebody lying. Can always tell. Okay. So you can be a vampire empathic hybrid. There's many, many signs of that. But the good news is that when you're a hybrid, everybody always run around here talking about hybrid this, hybrid that. But most hybrids are good people. They have all of the strengths, which that may piss you off, but they just, they don't feel the need to terrorize people and They have their own source of energy. And I do think that it's levels to this. It is, uh, it depends on how low you going. Okay. There are some, entities that are higher up in the demonic realm, and then there's entities that are lower and they have less power. So there are very powerful demons that are out there, but none of them are more powerful than God. None of them are more powerful than God's children. And they're really not, they're definitely not more powerful than angels. If you have identified yourself as either an incarnated angel or an earth angel, you are very powerful. It's all about tapping into that power that we have an issue with, because there's constant interruptions. People are constantly trying to keep you away from nature. They put you in nature, it's over. And I'm not talking about, just walking through a wooded area. I'm talking about by a river, a lake. They put you by that stuff and your gifts will grow. And a lot of people that, don't have those gifts, because there are people that don't have them. They claim to have them, but they really don't have them, because if they did have them, it might drive them crazy. You're only going to be gifted with gifts if you can handle it. Remember, they said God will only put on you what he thinks that you can handle. So, now spirits are still very responsible for mental illness and schizophrenic breakdowns and stuff like that. Spirits are still responsible for that, in my humble opinion. Okay. And it's that person's individual spirits that are doing it. So, we've got a lot of people. Hey, Nika. Hi, sweetie. And you said, nah, it's just cute. So, so when angels, especially, I told you guys that angels are attracted to water. If you're some kind of incarnated angel, you fallen angel, they call you the fallen angels. Okay. We all are. I think that we were sent here, though. That's what I think. So, tapping into those powers is very sacred, which is why we have frequencies. There is one on YouTube called Activate Your Light Body. And this is an extremely powerful frequency. And it's one of the only ones that I'll listen to, because instantly you're in touch with who you're supposed to be in touch with. Hey, have fun, Nika. Yeah. Have fun, sweetie. You know what? I'm not so much into beaches as much as I'm into lakes. Okay. I wouldn't mind visiting a beach, but like a lake, yeah, that would be amazing for me. I think I would definitely enjoy the ocean, but I do think it would be very overwhelming for me at first. Just all that water. Okay. So, good Lord, somebody need a muffler. Yeah. So, I don't know if I were to go on a real vacation, because I'm sort of on a vacation, but not really. But it still feels like it, because I'm just kind of sitting here doing readings, just waiting to move into my new place. And they accuse me of lying about having my place. It's like, are you kidding me? I always get what? Why would you think that I would lie about something like that? Like, my spirits was like, that's ridiculous. But I would go to like one of these places because they got a lot of waterfalls in Georgia. They got a lot of lakes here. It's a lot of water in Georgia. Okay. And but I feel like the land itself, I feel like Georgia itself needs to be cleaned. It needs to be cleansed. Now, that doesn't mean that everybody has to burn. um, I don't know what was going on with the rain. It was the driest summer. Normally, it rains a lot in the summer in Georgia because, so I don't know what that was about. I don't know if they were trying to prevent hurricanes. Somebody was definitely tampering with the weather. I could feel it. I was like, it's dry. I was like, I need water. So, but anyway, going back to the subject of empaths, because that's what I wanted to spring on y'all this morning, as far as with the behavior of some people and how they hold on to grudges. You gotta stop holding on to those grudges, because somebody else was telling me about Stone Mountain. I'm going to take a vacation to Seattle. I was actually supposed to move to Seattle, but I ended up here. So I'm glad I came here instead, but I do want to go visit. I'd like to go visit Mount St. Helens. To stand on top of a volcano would be a dream for me because I'm a firebug. So I would just connect to all of that fire and just charge myself. Like, can you imagine how much you can charge yourself and your powers by standing over a volcano? That would be amazing. And then I would go and get in the hot springs, because they got them hot springs down there too, y'all. You can go and take a natural, warm saltwater bath. So anyway, I have this big, I guess you could say it's goofy. I have this big goofy dream about eventually owning a spa. It will bring tourists to wherever it's at. It will bring people. People will travel to come to this spa, where we will offer hex removals, cleanses, aura cleanses, healings and stuff. And there'll be a masseuse there, massage therapist. There'll be a Reiki technician. So that dream is still so very vivid in my mind. And so a lot of people will say, well, you stupid. You ain't going to never have that. And, that negative spirit would like for you to believe that. But, so I just, and it's because of my nature. I don't like having to be hateful towards people. I don't like it. But I am an empath. So here's one thing that empaths will do. Empaths will send your bad energy back to you, especially the empaths like me. Maybe it's because of that Gemini cusp and all that Gemini in my chart, but I do have two sides to myself, but I'm not two-faced. There's a difference. Yeah. Eventually I want that. And I want TPs out in the back now. I can see somebody trying to steal that idea. That's okay. Do it. I'm going to do it too. So it's not that you're stealing it, because we need as many people as possible. So if you notice, a lot of these other so-called witches, they will discourage other witches. I don't do that. If I see that you got the gift, I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to explain to you why you've got to tap into this gift, because it's a part of who you are. You cannot avoid it. Okay? You cannot avoid that. You can't avoid your spiritual calling in life. And trust me, your spiritual calling is not to destroy the big bad single mother. Stop it. That doesn't even exist. Nature knows nothing about single motherhood and wedlock. Nature don't know nothing about that. And nature's going to win this war. Because I saw some crazy stuff happening. I saw trees blowing like leaves, houses being hit with trees. See, that's nature. The further and further we deviate away from nature on this earth, the worse it's going to be. It is. So I have no reason to fight anybody. My lease has already been signed for my new place. So it's not like I have to fight for anything, but everybody deserves their side of the story. You cannot expect to say things about people and they not respond to you. But they should stop responding. I think it's very irresponsible. I think it's very irresponsible as an adult and especially as a spiritualist. But these people are not my apprentices. Like I said, they have the right to do whatever they want. But I think that they would be more tranquil because when they saw me the other day, they could see that I was very tranquil. Maybe you would have that tranquility that I have. And they get angry if they see me tranquil. And it's like, I don't get it. And it's because it's something that they want that they can't have, that they would love to take from you, but you're not supposed to take that from nobody. You're supposed to heal whatever it is that's causing that. And then also, a lot of y'all got some shit on y'all. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Man, and you know what? And I done seen so many people supposed to be witches, and they clearly got something on them, and it's been on them for a while. It's clearly been on them for a minute. So I've seen that over and over again. Spirits will become attached to you. Intranquil spirits will make you have to do something evil. Now, I will tell you that my spirits work for me even when I'm asleep. So if you're plotting against me, more than likely you're going to meet up with one of my spirits or my ancestors. The reason why I don't run into y'all ancestors and I don't have that kind of crap is because I'm not plotting against you. Right now, you need to be taught. You need some education because you don't know everything. Hell, just like I don't know everything, but I have a deep level of understanding for myself and people that are like me. Okay. And not once, I'm gonna tell y'all some of these people, because I told y'all I was wondering why I had the ability to see people doing rituals just randomly. I would see their rituals and I would be able to feel the energy that they were conjuring up. And I realized that it was because of Mama Hecate, because Mama Hecate is watching everybody's rituals. She is. So she gave me a lot of her powers. Don't ask me how. I'm an incarnated angel, but yet I've got because it more than likely it has a lot to do with with the things that I did and the powers and the spirits that I manifested from many lifetimes. So I know this ain't my first time here. It ain't even my second. It ain't even my 200th time here. I feel like I've been here since the beginning. I feel like a lot of us have been here since the beginning, probably all of us. But I feel like the more blessed you are, the more connected you will be with your past lives, and you'll know and you'll feel them, and those spirits will still be there. So this is what gives you that multiplicity, because there's many layers of you and a whole lot of support. So my spirits have not once allowed these people to interfere with me helping those that I'm supposed to, which is essentially the demon's intent. It's never happened. Will evil stop? No, it'll keep going, but it just won't be successful. And it uses people. Now, some of the people that you see walking around here, this is the entity itself. It's just got skin. Okay, like a human. There are some people though that are under possession by entities, bad ones. Okay, look at all the suicide bombers and people that, go into start shooting up places and then they get shot by the police. Okay, that's a bad spirit that's on you because that spirit was able to get you to do something crazy to get yourself killed. Now there's some people that just decide I want to go out with with a bang, and the door opens with death. There are some people that do make the choice to commit suicide, and they know they're committing suicide, so they'll do it. And yeah, that gateway will open. I believe in all sorts of stuff. Time jumping, time travel. Of course, time travel exists. Of course. I don't have to read some complicated book about it to know that it exists because I've done it myself. All of us are traveling backwards and forwards in time. You just don't know it. Now, and it doesn't have anything to do with daylight savings time. Okay, that's something different. But it does have something to do with sort of that whole principle of us, we're all living in each reality every second, every millisecond. Another reality exists. See what I'm saying? And the deeper the rabbit hole goes, or the deeper your gifts go. Because there's some people that got spiritual gifts. Y'all, I don't even, and you know what? They not on YouTube. Because they've been to hurt somebody on YouTube. And I know them personally. They don't come to YouTube because their spiritual gifts, they don't have to light candles. They don't have to speak at all. They just do it with their mind. I've seen people that are actual fire starters that can set something on fire with their hands. And, this could be potentially dangerous. These people do not display their gifts. They would not dare necessarily come on here and say, hey, listen, you know, I can make fire from my hands, because if they did that and they showed it, they wouldn't have no damn peace. Well, the same thing goes for witches that are admitting to having spiritual gifts. I got peace every day though, because, I know how to protect myself. Every now and then some energy may come in, but other than that, that's mainly stuff that I pick up from my family and my mother. I had a very detailed dream about my mother the other day, about 2 nights ago. That lady want me back in Kansas City. It ain't even funny. That ain't what I want. So she can't have what she wants. Okay? No witch or practitioner will ever make that happen for her. An abusive man running around threatening people, that doesn't scare me. I really don't. I really honestly don't scare at all, to be honest with you. That is a gift that I've had to develop through gaining trust and faith in my spirits. So, um, so the The whole point of this is to say this. If you are going to play around with magic, you got to be prepared for it. Even if you're just doing a spell on camera that you claim or not claim, but you're just doing it for show to get clients, that spell still has power. Okay? So you got to understand that when you start to do witchcraft, the spirits of the witch are going to show up, right? Whether or not you actually believe in it or not. See, here's the thing. I actually believe in witchcraft. Like, why? Because every single spell that I do works and everything that I ask for manifests. Everything that I've been asking for. This is actually, a lot of people will talk crazy, but to be honest with you, I'm going on my 5th year. I had a 5-year plan, financially, spiritually, everything. I'm right on schedule. I didn't have to attack nobody. I didn't have to think of some elaborate scheme. All I did was stay true to my spirits and my heart. All this other stuff, and then they'll put the label of hoodoo on it. No, you're just making prank phone calls. That's all. It's not a spirit calling somebody. It's you picking up the phone trying to spook somebody. And I'll come back and talk to you guys about hoodoo. It's a very complicated religion or way of life. Okay. I'm more of an eclectic practitioner. Um, and I service many, many different people for many different things. And it is because that is what my spirits want me to do. They want me healing people. They want me breaking people out of curses. They want me cleansing people. They want me blessing people. That's what they want me to do. So that is what's going to be done. It doesn't matter what you do, what you say. You're only developing negative karma for yourself. Now, many people don't believe in karma. Well, let's say judgment, because you're going to always critique yourself. Nobody can run from themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you got to lay down and you got to go to sleep with that stuff on your head. Okay? So, and right off the bat, most people know that I'm very different. But I'm very similar to what you would describe as a healer. And that's just all it is to it. The reason why empaths heal people is because they don't like to see human suffering. And we have all seen angels show up and literally heal people that are in the hospital. you know? And we've seen that happen, but you got to have an intensely connected relative or somebody praying for you, or you yourself just might be, um, you know, maybe God felt this ain't this person's time to go. You know what I'm saying? This wasn't meant to be. So, God is everything. God is time. God is present. God is past. God is future. So, There are a lot of people that claim to be spiritual, but they don't believe. They're spiritualists, but they really, really, really don't believe. And they don't understand that the fat meat is greasy. They think that they are untouchable. We know that they're not. Everybody can be touched, even me. But because I make sure that I keep it kosher all the time, I only do things that spirit compels me to do and what they want me to do. Otherwise, you know, I'm not kicking up hell, even though I can travel in and out of the hell dimension, we like to keep those things away because, hell could destroy the earth, obviously. But this is another realm. It's not like you can go to the middle of the earth and dig a hole and find hell, even though you will find fire inside of the earth. Obviously, that's sort of like Earth's engine. um, she's been replenishing herself a lot. So, because there's been so many different beings that have fed off of her. Okay. Especially these people coming down here cutting down all these damn trees to make paper. you know? And it is like, wow. Next thing we know, we're going to have GMO paper, because they're going to run out of trees to cut down. I doubt it, though. That's why they tell you to plant a tree. Would it take like 7 years, 10 years for a tree to grow? I think that when you plant a tree, Earth repays you fabulously. People that plant trees, you're going to get the ultimate payout because Earth is going to give you an abundance for doing things like that. And a lot of people that, ain't really into that, I don't like it here. I'd rather go to Uranus or Saturn. Well, go there. This is sort of Earth's frequency. And that's why, certain things happen like tornadoes, earthquakes, floods, because, Earth is letting you know. In fact, a lot of the weather that we get obviously is not necessarily coming from the sky. It's coming from within the earth. It just kind of builds up. It comes from Earth's atmosphere is where it comes from. So anyway, guys, what time is it? It is 7:25. All right, y'all. I think I'm going to sit here, drink me some coffee, and wait for this store to open up. I got errands that I need to run today. But I am available for readings. I do have a couple of people scheduled today. Happy full moon to you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this message that I sent out. I can definitely see there's quite a few of you that definitely agree with what I'm saying. Shout out to y'all. It's so crazy how much adversity I have over here because I have so many people that they just can't stop watching, but they just don't agree and they never will, but they just love to watch. I think I do agree, but they just don't like for me to say it. They don't want me to have a voice at all, which is absolutely ridiculous. I swear, y'all. When you let go of trying to control others, you will be so much more happier. And I'm a witch. And I don't necessarily, and I believe in free will. And I'm a witch. I practice witchcraft. So, anyway, guys, I will see y'all later. I hope y'all have a beautiful morning. I know I'm going to sit here and enjoy this rain. Y'all have a happy Tuesday. Okay, and a happy full moon. All right. Love and light.